All right, everybody, this is the first lesson for economics, and this is the starting point because within the kind of bedrock of economics is this issue, scarcity. We live in a finite world. We live in a world where things are not infinite. We do not have infinite money. We do not have infinite time. We do not have infinite resources. So because we don't have an infinite amount, we can have abundant, which may seem like infinite, but no matter what the resource, there is still only a finite amount of that resource that exists. So with that reality, we have this problem of scarcity. And today is all about that. When we move on to different economic systems, when we move on to personal finance, when we move on to how economists study the economy, when we move on to really anything else, supply, demand, all of that, this is still the problem. And this is the problem we can never get away from. Okay? So, brief definition of economics, just to rehash, is the study of how societies choose to produce and distribute their goods and services. So again, the clothes you wear, the things people do for money, whether it be mowing a lawn, working at McDonald's, doesn't matter. How does society make those decisions? And how do those societies produce those goods and services for the people to use? And again, this is the issue, or this is the study. Scarcity is in the background, kind of directing people one way or another. Now, there's two basic definitions to scarcity. The first definition is having not enough of a resource to go around. So, like for example, money. Money can be a resource. You have money, I have money. There are things that we want with our money. There are things we cannot purchase with our money. Case be told, there is a mech. It's called the Karatas. Where you can buy it, you can climb inside of it, you can pilot it around like an anime character. But it's only $1.3 million. The price has gone down, which is pretty nice. Last time I checked, it was over $3 million. But I don't have $1.3 million lying around. So I don't have enough of that resource to go around to buy that. And then the second definition is a resource that has more than one useful purpose. In keeping with the theme of money, this is a short list of all of my needs and wants, and I'm willing to bet your needs and wants are very, very close. So again, food, a house. I would like a bigger house. I have to pay my home insurance. I need clothes. Need a cell phone. I need food. I want some RAM for my computer so I can upgrade the speed a little bit. I want a cool computer setup thing where I sit in a lazy back chair with 3 big monitors and I'll really, really fast and that'll be really fun to game on. But I can afford them, but I can't afford all of them. And because my paycheck, A, is too little, B, I have to use it for dozens and dozens and upwards of hundreds of things every month. That is scarcity. So we have infinite needs, we have infinite wants. Now the things that economists define as needs and wants is this. Need is what you need to survive. Pretty much food, water, shelter. The things that keep you living another day. Your want is literally everything else. And depending on where you are, when you are, those types of things, yeah, needs and wants, those can be a little bit fluid sometimes. Like, for example, because of our current situation, we need computers. We need internet. I personally need it so I can continue to get paid. It's really what it is. And want is, again, everything else. It's those things that we like to have. So because of this, every society, because of this problem of scarcity, and whether you go into business for yourself, whether you're a multi-billionaire, whether you're running a country, these three questions every society has to answer in some shape, form, or fashion. What should we produce? How should we produce it? For whom should we produce it for? I'm going to leave this right here because we're going to come back to this in a couple days. And I'll go into a little bit more detail with this, but I just want to put it out there right now. So, because this is how it all works together. You have unlimited wants, you have limited resources. Because of this, you have the problem of scarcity. Because of this, you have to make choices. You have to make choices, I have to make choices, society has to make choices. And those choices really boil down to these three things. What do we produce? How do we produce it? For whom do I produce it for? If you have a job already, think about this. What do you produce? What do you really produce? Because, for example, if you are working at, if you work at McDonald's, are you producing hamburgers? Or are you producing the labor for your manager to produce the hamburgers? How do you produce it? And then for whom do you produce it for? And again, we'll come back to this last part a little bit later. But this is pretty much the breakdown of everything as far as economics within a society goes. And because of this, you have this idea. Tinstoffel, which is short for there's no such thing as a free lunch. In order to get something, something has to be given up. And ultimately, this is what we call opportunity cost. Because again, if you have, like for example, right now, you are watching this. What are you giving up to watch this? Because the seconds that are ticking by, and no matter what you do, you could be doing something else with those seconds. You go to the store, you have $20. You spend those $20 and you buy something. What did you give up? What could you have bought with that $20 instead? So if you ever watch anime, and I watch a little bit of anime from time to time, there's a show called Full Metal Alchemist. And pretty much the whole show is based off of this idea, the idea of economics. Now they call it the first law of equivalent exchange, but it's pretty much the idea is economically sound. Humankind cannot gain anything without first giving up something in return. To obtain, something of equal value must be lost. So again, you have $20, you spend it. What could you have done instead? You watch this. What could you have watched instead? Or what could you have done with your time instead? So this is the idea, because and then when you go all the way to like higher parts of society where governments provide services, what could the government have provided instead of the service that they provided? Again, you take something like food stamps. Government provides food stamps. What could they have provided instead using that money? Oh, and if you're thinking for a second, they can just print more money. No, can't do that. We'll get to that a little later. So to summarize, scarcity is the fundamental problem of economics. There are too many things that we need and not enough resources to meet them. We have to make choices, giving up one thing for something else. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So this is really the fundamental problem within economics. People have studied this, how to make it better. Technology has improved. in order to do more with less resources. That is true. However, the thing that is driving that is the fact that we do live in a finite existence. And this is something that, again, this is the driving force behind economics. And that's pretty much it for this first lecture. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.